to escape all these things.
I have two things here in the chat. One for each of you.
Okay.
I guess, Leah, I'll go to you first, and then I'll cut to Shirley. Somebody they didn't understand what you meant by steeple-jacking, and you've had several people in here asking, what is steeple-jacking? So can you...
I'm sorry, and
distinct
I know that is a new term for... I know that's a new term for a lot of people, but it is a practice that's been going on for almost 30 years, but really aggressively for 20 years. And that is where there are members of which I call the Christian Dominionist sect, that will send out a couple to, more than a dozen people into a church congregation. They'll kind of elbow the people sitting in the pew and say, hey, this is really boring. Why don't you come check out what we're saying? And that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is just by enticing especially young people into these enormous revivals in auditoriums and football stadiums across the United States. And it is to get them to pull out of their mainstream church, the more mundane, regular, what we're used to church service, and generally pulling them into excitement, and it's harvesting of souls is what they call it.
Yes, and they tell them what they want to hear. They tell them because it's all about the money. We'll tell you whatever you want to hear because you're going to pay us to do it.
Okay,
and you never
good
any of these people without hearing them put in about every 5 minutes, just buy the CD, just, help us, serve the Lord, and you can donate right here. It's all about donation. It's all about giving money.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Shirley, we have kind of like a live internet chat room thing going on for people who can't call. And there's a couple questions that stacked up that I will pass to you. We've got a Canadian audience here. Who has asked two questions, and everybody has been echoing, saying, yes, please ask. So the first question was, what do you think of Ann Coulter?
And she's just another person with a shtick. She's got, look, I got up close and personal to Ann Coulter when I was over there doing one of those Hannity and Combs shows when she was there. She's got this thing that's working for her. She sells her books. She doesn't have a clue. She'll be talking about, she throws the God word around, but she doesn't have a clue. She doesn't have a clue. If I started to go up and down all the trails, she hates this word of God. She hates any discipline, and she hates the very thought that there's a standard that she has to live by. And that's pretty much all I know about Ann Coulter.
Okay, and the second question, all right, let me scroll up because there's a lot of talking going on in the chat room here.
Okay.
Oh,
well, you're fine.
Canada
here, can I just say
no? Canada wants to know. Well, let me ask this. Canada wants to know, Shirley, I know you say that God hates America, but do you hate America?
No, hon. If I could have back all my tears and sorrow, and especially I have 11 children, and when I look at what this country's done to their children, I can't do anything except be absolutely faithful and do this job because my children's souls are also hanging in this balance. If I'm not obedient, look, he'll bless me and he'll bless my house. If I do my job and I am faithful in the doing of it, and part of my job is teaching my children faithfully what their duty is to be, and I've been greatly blessed. Half my children are grown, the first 6, and 5 of them faithfully put their hand to serving God every day. And my little people have, evidence of grace. I have one son who wasn't going to do this, and he was always ashamed of it, and I knew that day was coming, and it came, and he went his way.